All the things I love with me, Ife.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Ife, and I thought that I would get on here and try and put together a podcast. Maybe not try. I don't know. I just wanted to get on here and see what would be like if I just talked for a little bit and just shared some thoughts and shared how I was feeling. I don't have a rhyme or a reason for doing this. But I'm praying that the Lord will reveal that to me. How do you guys see my eyebrows? These bad boys are courtesy of Zoom right here. You see these eyebrows? My eyebrows don't look like that. You see these? You see these? Look. It's coming out on the side. These are hologram eyebrows. Holograibos. No. If it's eyebrows and they're holograms, they need to be hologrybrows. Holograibrows. That's what they are. This is my favorite cup now. This cup. Let me show you why. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. Oh no. Well, if you can't see it, I'll hold it up in front of myself in just a second, but we live in this really old neighborhood, and there's a house that you can see from my backyard, from the kitchen. And the house, for the longest while, to me, when I was a little kid, it looked like this haunted house because once in a while, on the second floor, they had this deck and the door would always swing open randomly. And so it just felt like just this weird environment, just this weird thing to look at when I was a kid. And once in a while, the door would swing open. I don't know why anyone in the house didn't realize that the door was swinging open, but the door would swing open. And sometimes you would see inside of the house, but all you could see inside was darkness. I don't know what was in that room. It could have just been a junk room. It could have just been a room where you couldn't see anything in there because there wasn't really anything to see in there. It was just dark all the time and nobody used it. But once in a while, seeing inside there was just the trippiest thing in the world. And my mom would always, just every once in a while, would say, "Oh, I heard that guy died. Oh, I heard the guy who lives in that house died. Oh, I heard that guy is dead." But it would come back later that she wasn't right about that. She just, I don't know, she heard a rumor or something. But one day she came and the guy actually did pass away, and they were trying to sell the house. And so they were trying to get rid of all the stuff that was in there. And so they put all this stuff out onto their lawn. And my mom is such a sucker for people's trash, essentially. My mom loves people's trash. She at one point was into dumpster diving. Like, she used to go and get the stuff that the merchandising people were throwing out until, I don't know, maybe she just had a day of reckoning where she looked at herself in the mirror and was like, "What have I become?" And I'm assuming that's why she stopped doing it, but she never told me the reason why. Anywho, she comes to me and she says, "Ife, we're going to go over there. We're going to get this guy's trash." they're throwing it out on the lawn. We're going to go and get it. And I was like, all right, bet, I'll go with you. So we walked over there. This was the most excited I've seen her. She gets so excited over this kind of stuff. What can I take from people's yards? You know, it really stirs her up. So we go over there, and I see they have these like great antique cups. And I love a good cup. I really do. So I see that they have these amazing cups. So I just start grabbing as many as I possibly can. I get these awesome champagne glasses, like the really old ones that have they're not like the long champagne flutes. They're more like the round cupped ones. I don't have one up here, so but I got one. I got like 4 of those. Super excited about that. And then I found this other cup that looked like a goblet, and it had this couple's name on it. It said like Anthony and Sharon's wedding 1975 or something. And I thought it was creepy, but it was fine because I washed it twice and the letters fell off, which made me feel kind of bad, but I also felt like maybe that cup was haunted with those random people's names on it, so I'm happy that it rubbed off, to be honest. It was a relief. But this is also one of the cups that I got that I just love. It's like this oblong shape. It's totally imperfect. It is this imperfect cup. Like holding it, you can tell that the shape of it is imperfect. And like, look at it. It's imperfect. You can see it. It's not exactly round. You see? You see? Can you see? It's not exactly round. And then on the front here, there's this etching. Oh my God. Am I going to do what the beauty gurus do? Oh my God, I am. Look at that. My hand behind it kind of works, but this background is crazy. I love this background though. So this little etching on it has a W. What is that for? I don't even know. And then there's like this beautiful etching. So this has become my favorite glass in the whole world. And I love it. It's like perfect for like a nice beer. It's like an oval shape. It's perfect to put a beer in it and feel super fancy. And here I got some water and I got my metal straw, which I'm super into. Metal straws are great. I bet that sounds really great to your ears. That scratching sound, I bet. So, I bet it's really, really possible that I'm gonna go back and find out that all of my audio is delayed. I bet my audio is delayed. And I bet I'm gonna go and find out that this stuff is not working properly, but I could absolutely mute it and it wouldn't be a big deal at all because I could just edit it later. Recording will not include audio. Well, if I don't want it to include audio, I guess I could just do it that way. But leave computer audio settings. I honestly, let's see, if I record this, store my recording here. Okay, choose the location for recorded files when the meeting ends. Record a separate audio file of each participant. Optimize for third-party editor. Add a timestamp to the recording. Record video. Record separate audio. All right, that's cool beans. Because if I record separate audio, then I'll be able to do this. So let me talk about this podcast a little bit, and I guess what am I thinking about this? So there's some things that I guess have been on my mind, and I also want to be like looking at the camera. It's awkward for me to look at a camera because it's just not something that I do. Like I don't, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to just get used to it, I guess. If I move this over this way, then I move this over that way. Oh, it disappeared. Well, if I keep it like this, nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. Yep. Nope. Yep. So I suppose I'm really just not sure about what I want to do with this podcast, but one of the things I do want to do is talk about some things that are on my heart, talk about areas that I am aware of, privy to, things that I've been thinking about. That includes things like mental health, maybe creativity. I'm not really one to talk about like music like that, even though I do operate extensively in the music realm. I feel like music is not exactly something that I want to talk about, because what am I talking about? I don't know. Can you hear that? Nope. So ASMR is not something I'm going to be doing on this channel. But yeah, I'd say I'm still feeling it out. I'd love to hear people's feedback. I'm going to watch it myself. I may not even send it to anyone, but if I do, maybe I'll just send it to a few friends and see what their feedback might be. It's nerve-wracking. Because you got to have something to talk about. What would I talk about myself? My faith, my beliefs, I my loves, my interests, things going on in the news, maybe. Talk about some comedy, share some stories, perhaps. Yeah, I really don't know. But I would love some feedback as to like what I could talk about, because I'd love to talk about lots of different things. I guess I'm doing this podcast because I want to be able to express myself better. I want to get out what's inside, and I want to express that. I also maybe want to show myself that I value what's inside. And maybe in doing so, I am showing my Lord that I value what He's put in me. I think that when I think on who I am and my identity, it can be not nothing. It's not that I think on nothing. I mean, we all are going to think on something, but sometimes I wonder how is who I am expressible? And I always have, for a while, believed that if you're going to be yourself, if you're going to express who you are, you just go ahead and be yourself. And I want to go ahead and just be myself. And I also wonder, how do I express that? So, Holy Spirit, I need wisdom. I need your understanding. I need your counsel. Ugh. And I need your might. It is a It is on. It is on. So I want to talk about like everything under the sun, and I don't want to be afraid to talk about it. Like I just want to be able to talk on things that I think about. I want to be able to talk on what I believe. I want to be able to talk on who I am. Yeah. So maybe we can go into a deep dive or something and look into some things together. Perhaps. Perhaps. So, let's see. Should I share my screen? Yep. One participant can share at a time. Multiple participants can share at a time. Share my screen. Share my screen. Share my screen. Share my screen. Share it. Share it. I'm going to share it. Okay, so I remember in the recording, when I did that recording, it like still had my thing up there, so let's see. Fun podcast ideas. No, fun podcast topics. 100 podcast topic ideas. Well, let's just go and get the first answer here because it's not like we're in the deep searching mood today. Podcast ideas, investigative journalism, talk shows, true crime. Really? Okay. What makes your topic unique? Every top podcast is rated highly because of its uniqueness. The only way to get the undivided attention of the listeners to offer something they cannot find somewhere else. Another reason they will listen to your approach to a topic if you provide a different perspective or provide more interesting details, then they will pay attention. Niche. Yeah, I'm in that niche category. Heck yes. All right, so 100 podcast topic ideas. Podcast about specific places or people. This could be a podcast show designed for specific places like the gym, the salon, or an eatery. You can also make a podcast for particular groups. All right. Books, movies, nah, son. Talk about podcasting. What? Oh, okay. Time specific podcasts. Nighttime, sleeping. Okay. Board, public, buses, and interview the. What? Talk about. Board public buses and interview the drivers? Who's doing that? That's funny. This one should be interesting as bus drivers have to interact with numerous commuters daily. That is so funny. Talk about a new skill or hobby that you're learning. So I just want to make sure that I'm sharing the right screen. Let me do this over again. Yeah, it was this one. Well, let's see. Talk about a new skill or hobby that you're learning. You can talk about a new skill and take your listeners through your learning process. It could also be a new hobby you picked up. Well, podcasting is this new hobby that I picked up, and so it's something that I'm talking about. I don't know, man. I'm really interested in comedy too, and it's something that I would love to talk about. However, I don't know what to say. Let's keep going. A visual description of different locations. Describe things. That's niche. Tell different stories about your sponsors. Oh, I don't have a sponsor. Mom and dad. Mom and dad, yeah, those are the OG sponsors. So I could talk about my mom and dad. Let me put that in my notes. Oh, shucks. Everybody's going to see my notes. Wait, let me not do that. Let me stop the share. Stop the share. Okay. 14 days to stop the share. Let me put it in my notes. I have a little Google Doc for all of my things. Talks with my father in heaven, of course. Social commentary video. Talk about my sponsor, mom and dad. Talk about family. Talk about living at home as an adult. Talk about work, not working. Talk about money and money endeavors. I guess. Yeah, so all right, let's keep going. This is actually pretty fun. All right, so tell different stories about your sponsors. Start a guessing show. You can start a guessing show. Is this too bright? I feel like it's too bright. Oh, it's a little better. Start a guessing show. You can start a guessing show where you describe different things to your listeners and make them guess what they are. No. Record your daily activities and the things you talk about. Probably. You can record your daily activities, giving people insight into what you do and the things you discuss daily. If you have an exciting life, people will look forward to listening to what you do daily. But do you have an exciting life? I think that's the question. Do I have an exciting life? Survey says. But I think that's great. So I'm going to put that in my list. Oh, so that means I have to stop the share. Oh, I could just pause the share? Yo, let me see. Pause the share. Did I do that? Did I do that right? I guess we'll see, huh? I'm cutting this out if I didn't do it right. So, let me get that Times New Roman, baby. Yes. Times New Roman, that's my jam. That is like, Times New Roman is like the perfect amount of professionalism and like academia. Times New Roman is like the elite of fonts. Times New Roman is just the OG of fonts. All right. And the thing too I'm going to have to think about is, what am I going to say on this podcast? Like, am I going to say everything that comes to my mind? Am I going to allow it to be a stream of consciousness type of podcast? Because if I decide to do that, I'd do it. But that would be really, really, it'd be really out there. I think a lot of people who know me would be really shocked. Would be very shocked to hear some of the things that cross my mind if I just start saying everything. Record your daily activities. Okay, so that one I'm definitely going to do. Okay, resume the share. A point of view podcast. As we know, there are different perspectives to every story. You can invite panelists on and have them debate a topic. You could do this as individual episodes or use one topic per season. Yeah, that's cool and everything. Something I definitely do think about is interviewing people. And I've wanted to have my own little show or whatever, but I guess I wasn't sure what format that would take, and I think that there's no problem with just doing that. I think I would really love to do something like that. And, oh no, I was still screen sharing. Oh no. Well, I'm just gonna edit that out. All right. Comedy podcast. Start a podcast telling different funny stories or jokes. Offer humor from a different perspective. Sure, I'll tell a funny story. So, you guys remember when that horror movie Moana came out? Yeah, I call it a horror movie because I could see Disney now just in their boardroom saying, well, guys, any new ideas on how we're going to terrorize parents? I think that Moana was definitely one of those movies where it became a dread. The name itself became like a curse on the entire household. And at the time, I was babysitting. I would babysit 5 days a week, pick up this kid, bring the kid home. And he and I had this great relationship. Around the time when Moana came out, though, like, he was just obsessed with Moana. He wanted to watch, just like every other child at that time, he wanted to watch Moana like 500 million thousand times within an hour of getting home. Like, from the time we got home to the time it was bedtime, from the time it was dinner time to the time it was bedtime, he just wanted to watch Moana. And he was a little kid, and so as we would start walking home, he'd start up with me with this Moana stuff. We'd be talking, I'm like, how was your day at school? How were things going? And he was too young even then to really talk and have a conversation with me, but he knew Moana every 5 seconds. Moana? 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 You want to watch Moana? You want to watch Moana again? Moana? Please. Really? We're going to watch Moana again? We watched Moana like 5 times yesterday. And I was only with you for like 3 hours. Moana? So I was like, all right. Let's talk about it later. When we get home, we'll talk about it later. So we would get home and he'd still be on it with me. Moana? I'd be like, please, come on, we could watch something else today, right? You got other things that you want to watch, right? Moana. All right. Please, we're not going to do Moana today. I'm making a decision. We're not doing Moana today. Let's just have some dinner and just watch something else. Like, let's watch Baby Shark. Like, anything but Moana again, please. And so he goes over. He looks a little upset, but I'm like, oh, he'll get over it. He goes over to his toy box, right? And he pulls out his toy gun and he comes back. Moana. Hey man, Moana. Look, I just didn't want to watch it again. Okay. I didn't mean anything. I just didn't want to watch it, okay? Moana. Moana. All right. Okay. All right. We'll watch Moana. We'll watch Moana. It's fine. Put Moana on. Sit down. He comes and sits next to me. Moana. Moana. Well, look, I told a joke. Wait, was I screen sharing though the entire time? That sucks. Well, I screwed that one up. It's okay, next time. Pause. I think that this will all be a part of it. It's not a big deal at all. So, comedy podcast. I could tell a different funny joke that I'm working on or whatever. And maybe make it kind of like a stand-up comedy situation. The thing about stand-up comedy though is that, like, that stuff, it takes time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta hone it or whatever. But the thing about honing stand-up comedy is you really can't just like do it in your backyard by yourself or whatever. Like, you really do need people there in front of you, because then you need that feedback, son. Like, you need that. I do. I do need that feedback. All right, sweet. Okay, so I think that now that I've reached 35 minutes, but how long was I actually talking? Maybe for like 27 minutes. So here's what I'm going to do. I think tomorrow I'm going to get on here again and I'm going to continue going through this list of podcast ideas. I'm also going to look and see if it makes more sense for me to be looking down over here or if it makes sense for me to be looking over here. Because I would think that it would make more sense for me to be looking at a camera, just given that the nature of a podcast is that you're talking to a person, and I am a person talking to whoever's going to watch this. So I think it'll be important for me to do that. But yeah, here we go. Episode number 1. The perfectionist in me wants to say this is just a test because I want to go back and watch it and be like, that's not good enough. Let me do it again. Let me do it like 5 million more times before I put it out there. But to be honest, I think that I want to just go for it and just put it out. And if it looks weird, it looks weird. It's there for the books, So here we go. Podcast episode number 1. We did it. We did it. We did it. Cue the Dora the Explorer music. Dora, Dora, Dora the Explorer. Yay! Super duper cool Exploradora. Anywho, that's me. I'm Ife. And that's it. Ife means love, by the way. So perhaps this will just be a podcast of things that I love. You know, creativity, exploration, learning, growth, these are things I love. All the things I love. With Ife, whose name means love. Yeah! That's a great name. That's a great name. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this here, and well, I'll get back on in another day, I suppose. I'll say tomorrow, but you won't know if it's tomorrow, if it's not tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Have fun, and I hope that you look. I'm gonna have a catchphrase too. Come on, praise God. And here's to you getting into all the things that you love too. Ha! I'm a poet. I do know it. I do know. Okay. All right. Goodbye.
All the things I love with me, Ife.